Oops, almost had an audio oops there. I had my microphone turned the wrong way to record a phone conversation this morning. Let's get an audio confirmation. I'm waiting for one of these to come live. There it is. Is there any? It says that it's live, but there's no image yet. Hello, is this thing working? Hello. I am streaming according to XSplit. Lawn Dog says I can confirm audio on YouTube, DougBetts. Oh, you know what? I had this happen before. Let's see if I can turn this off and on again. See if that'll fix it. I don't actually hear myself through this thing, and there's going to be a little freeze on screen. Freeze, and it's going to mess up the camera settings. I should not have done that, right? I should not have done that. Now, I think I might crash the stream here in a moment. I'm going to try something. I'm going to try to reload my XSplit profile, my XSplit presentation it's called, and see if that'll fix the camera settings. There, that fixed the camera settings. Now, do I see any stream coming through? It's not coming through. Look at this. I still have the thumbnail. Here's you guys over here in chat saying it's working. Selden, yep, it hung and messed up. Spinning circle on YouTube. Now I'll refresh this page. See what chat is first. First chat was Dennis saying Google Chrome has an update at 8:23. I'll try refreshing that page. See if I'm back. That page. There, I get audio confirmation. So I think everything's working right now. Then I'll refresh this page over here. Right now. Then I'll refresh this page over here. Right. Okay, that looks okay. And I think AV is in sync again. Is it? If I talk, then is it in synchronization? I'm messing with you. I wasn't pronouncing syllables through all of those mouth movements. Lawn Dog says, okay, things are back to normal. Let's not mess with anything. Well, okay, but I'm going to go mess with the subject matter today. I have now Google is messed up and wants me to re-authenticate to get back to my email. I was just looking at my email before streaming. Welcome to Friday. Gee, really? So I sent myself another email, and most of this has to do with Ken Stout's questions that he raised during his show yesterday, but I'm not going to spend time on those now because I prefer to go with a subject that Alice brought up yesterday. And yes, I haven't fixed my picture-in-picture yet. But I have these places in Ken's show from last night where he asked specific questions. And I will point out, this is the one that I think he was talking about where he was trying to say Win-Shift-F was the keystroke to turn off this auto start edge bar. There's certain occasions when I think Microsoft turns that on automatically, and then once you turn it off, it's off. And this particular video that was talking about it says Microsoft reintroduced the Edge Bar desktop search in Edge Canary Edition. So that was for insiders. And I think I might do well when I go handle the responses for Ken's questions. I think I might find that comes back onto Big Beast Bill. But let's move on to the more interesting topic for today. Alice asked about remote assistance for a computer that is in her building. So I'm going to go try it. And I'll point out that there are 3 remote assistance capabilities incorporated into Windows. Oh, my YouTube tabs are all signed out now. Because computers are so easy to use, right? Computer technicians are going to be out of a job because Computers are so easy to use now. Not. Now it wants me to schedule stream. See here, YouTube Studio. Instead of taking me back to my studio, it's wanting me to schedule a stream. Try another refresh. Still not. I gotta take these off screen as I'm going through. Oh, it went to my personal channel. When I re-signed into Google, it went to my personal YouTube account. Yeah, so I'll come over here and switch account to LiveWindowsTraining-DougBetts. This is not what I expected to be doing this morning. Now let's try refreshing the studio page. I'll switch account for studio and do this one. Ay caramba, what a mess. Hot mess. Now, does this get me back to studio? I already have a redirect set up for Carrie Holzman's show. Since this is Friday, I'll bring this one up, and that's not the tab that's supposed to go to. Let's get go to here, and then go to YouTube Studio and go to comments. There's one comment from Dennis. Says, just now watch trailer on tomorrow's episode, meaning today's episode. Good stuff. So he likes the trailer also. And it says at 9:50s. It's saying that possible to do remote desktop connection on Windows 10 or 11 as long as the computer is being controlled is running professional edition. So yes, that's one of the 3 remote connection techniques built into Windows. Now, to get to these other 2, I just did a Google search. Windows Remote Assistance. There's still a couple other ways. There's, well, let's go show them on here. One is with Remote Assistance and Easy Connect, and then this one is with Quick Assist. So I think both of those were mentioned yesterday as well. I'll point out here on Quick Assist, it's showing Windows 11 and Windows 10. On this one for Easy Connect, it's only showing Windows 10. However, it does appear to be available on Windows 11 as well. Or it might be on Baby Beast. Yeah, I did restore a Windows 10 image and then upgraded it to Windows 11. So maybe that's why it's available on Baby Beast. So right now, live during this show, I'm going to go try this. And I have not tried it before. I did a little bit of poking around looking at it. So Remote Assistant lets someone you trust take over your PC and fix a problem from wherever they are. Well, it will also let someone you don't trust, but don't do that. That's on you if you do that. Before you can use it, you'll need to enable access. In the search box on the taskbar, type Remote Assistance, then allow Remote Assistance invitations to be sent from this computer. So we're going to do that on Baby Beast. Minimizing some things on Baby Beast. Then let's bring Baby Beast up. So click on the Start button, and then it said type Remote Assistance. Now it comes up with this suggestion of allow Remote Assistance invitation to be sent from this computer. That's what those instructions just told us to do. And there's another one, another item here, invite someone to connect to your PC. This option might not be available if you don't already have Remote Assistance turned on. So I'm going to click here first because that's what it told us to do. This checkbox is already present for allow Remote Assistance connections to this computer. Clicking Advanced, there's this check mark, allow this computer to be connected remotely. And then we can set the number of, the amount of time for invitations to remain open. I'm going to say, I'll say 15 minutes. So it expires at the end of my show. Create invitations that can only be used from computers running Windows Vista or later. So this is implying that even computers older than Windows Vista could connect remote to this Windows 11 computer. Now, coming back to this instruction. And then select Allow Remote Assistance Invitations to be sent from this computer. We already did that. From the list of results. Then on the Remote tab, select allow remote assistance connections to this computer. I feel like I'm saying the same things over and over. Okay, so then I go back here again and do that same search, remote assistance, and invite someone to connect to your PC to help. This is the point where I haven't gone past this yet. Do you want to ask for or offer help? So either side that you're on of this operation, you come into here. Windows Remote Assistance connects two computers so that one person can help troubleshoot or fix problems on the other person's computer. Now, I'm interested in knowing, is this a little bit easier than setting up one of the remote support softwares that are available? I don't know. I haven't tried this yet. Take a little look over here and see what you're saying in chat. Nothing alarming. I've not read through all of what's written there. So invite someone you trust to help you or help someone who has invited you. So I'm going to click on this one. Send this invitation as a file. You can send this as an attachment if you use web-based email. I do use web-based email. It's Gmail. Or use email to send an invitation. If you use a compatible email program, such as Outlook, I suppose, this will start the email program and attach the invitation. So I'm going to click on this one. I'm going to take it off screen when I click on it because I don't know where that's going to go to. That is interesting. Okay, I haven't clicked anything else. I'm going to show you what it did. It brought up a Save As window. Oh, so I'm going to send it as an attachment. So this is just me storing it somewhere. In the Documents folder, that's fine. Invitation, MSRC incident, that's called. So I'm saving it there. And then give your helper the invitation file and password. Now this password is being displayed, but you don't have the invitation file, so nobody can hack into my computer using this. And then this says right here, waiting for incoming connection. So it's waiting right now, right? This is, you will need to tell your helper this password. So if you're doing this, if you're trying to provide support to somebody, that's everything in that window. You're going to have to read out that whole thing to them. I'm going to Control-C, copy that, and I'm going to send that with the email so they can just do a copy and paste. I'm going to take that off screen while I bring up my email and send it to myself. Then I'll open that on Big Beast Build. I'll put subject line, I'll put invite, and then I pasted that. I'm going to maximize this email so I can bring this back on screen. Yeah, okay, bring this back on screen. So here's the email going from me to me, and it's an invite, and there's that password. And then I have to attach that file. So I'll click Attach Files, go to the Documents folder. There it is. And then find that. I'll sort this by date modified. That didn't show me the file. I did store that in the Documents folder, right? All right, taking that off screen before I expose stuff. I know you saw a couple names there. I'm not worried about those. Where did that attachment go? See, I did that now. That's why I said 15 minutes instead of 1 minute, because I'm not finding it. That went to the Documents folder, didn't it? I'm looking over in the chat and seeing if you're telling me it's somewhere else. I see a whole bunch of stuff in Long Dog. I can't read all that stuff. Okay, let's go. I'll do a rewind. I'll go back in DVR mode in the video and see where that got saved to. Invite. Got to go back further. There. called Invitation on Incident, and RAIN. Starts with a letter I. Back to that Documents folder. Sorted by name. Still not seeing it. Did I actually click Save? Watching. There's the Save button. Do I click it? Click. Yes, I clicked it. What happened? Is anyone else looking back on the DVR mode to see where that file went? It's in OneDrive, Personal Documents. Personal Documents, that's where I'm at. All right. Well, this is fun. Not. Don't see any suggestions at the bottom there of chat as to where I went wrong on this. All right, so let's go back and try it again. I'm going to cancel all of that email. And I find that download file again. Chat, give your help. Close the chat session. Settings, troubleshoot, help. Waiting for incoming connections. Okay, if I click that down arrow, now I'll close out. Are you sure you want to close remote assistance? Yes. All right, try it again. Windows key, remote assistance. That's allow invitations. I've already done that part. So invite someone to connect, invite someone you trust to help you, save this invitation as a file, use email. You can send this invitation as an attachment if you have, okay, so it said it was going to save it, and I do not have an email program configured, all right? So then it's called invitation, MS incident. I'm going to save it outside of OneDrive. So here, not my system 32. I want my come on, get to it. There, the C drive, SW setup. Here's my SW setup folder. Invitation, save, okay? Then I'm gonna go right back into File Explorer and verify that it's there. The C drive, SW setup, and invitation. So there it is. All right, then I'm going to take that off the screen, bring my email up again, start a new email, address it to myself. I have a bunch of different addresses for myself in there. Get the right one. Right. Okay. Maximize this, bring this back on screen. So here's the email that I'm working to send. And then I'll go do attachment. Scroll down to my C drive, go to that folder where I stored it in SW setup. Here's the invitation. Open that, and then I'll click send. All right. So far, this is actually feeling pretty smooth. Just somehow I didn't get that attachment saved right. Then here I've got on Big Beast Build, I've got this email open that I sent to myself. Here's the password. I'll go ahead and double click it, Control C to save it, and then download this attachment. Click here, I'm going to take that off screen as that launches. Okay, then I'll bring it back. And Control V to paste the password. And then OK. Password is not correct. Please verify the password with the person you are helping. Then try again. I'm not sure that's believable. Let's try. I just type remote assistance. It's not Quick Assist. This is different than Quick Assist. Allow remote assistance invitations to be sent. Invite someone to connect to your PC and help you. I just want to see if this, allow remote assistance is set up here. Now this is different. This is remote desktop. This is the one that Dennis was talking about. And that one is set to don't allow. Password is not correct. Oh, it isn't. Indeed, it's not correct. Oh, you know what? I must have sent the old password the first time around. The current password is different. Okay, now it's in my electronic clipboard from Baby Beast where I did the copy operation. I'm just going to my clipboard history here. You know, I guess all of those are okay. Here's all the stuff that's on my clipboard history. This is the new one that I copied from Baby Beast. Let's try that. There we go. Remote assistance. So in order to accomplish this, all you would have to do with the person you're trying to help is to call them, have them press the Windows key, and go through those couple steps to allow turn on remote assistance and then allow it. So there is some things to do there. Why is nothing happening here? Nothing's happening here. You can customize remote assistance by changing the settings below. Save a log. Exchange contact information when using. Easy Connect. There's a chat window. Let's go. Oh, there. Oh, that's why, because there's another thing for me to do over here. Would you like to allow DougBetts to connect to your computer? Let's answer yes to that and see whatever's on the screen. Okay, so that you're looking at Baby Beast now. I'm going to switch back to Big Beast in the remote connection window. Here it is. All right. So, if you are accustomed to using any of the other remote softwares, I'd be inclined to go, say, continue using those. If for some reason those aren't working for you, then this could be a fallback option. If you're not acquainted with those other programs, or like for a TeamViewer, if it's shutting you down because they think you're using it for commercial purposes, then this is a way that's completely legitimate for you to use. Even if it's for commercial purposes, I don't see any restrictions here saying that you can only be using it for providing remote support to somebody for free. Now, this was the second of the three methods. There was remote desktop, and then there was this one called remote assistance, and then there's a third one called quick assist. Now, I'm not going to demonstrate that one now, but let me just point out a couple things about it. Here's back to this web page. Remote assistance is the one that we're working with here. Down at the bottom, it says you can also use quick assist. So remote assistant and easy connect, apparently those two terms are this method. When I go on to this next tab, this is the quick assist. And there's some questions down here that I found interesting. Why was Quick Assist moved to the store? We moved Quick Assist to improve the performance and security of the app. Will Quick Assist only be available in the store going forward? The Quick Assist Store app is pre-installed on Windows 11 22H2. It will then be updated through Microsoft Store. unsupported versions of Windows 10 and 11, you can install the latest Windows updates to get the original version of Quick Assist running on your PC. To learn about installing Windows updates, get yada yada. So then there's some other questions through here. Why do they have the two different programs? I haven't gotten deep enough into them to know that. Yeah, let's go find the chat room. Oh, where are you at? Let's go here and bring up a new instance of today's video. Pop out chat and go catch up with chat. Lawn Dog's got a whole bunch of stuff in there. I'm quickly going to look at the ones that are not Lawn Dog. There's a test. Alice, same here. Lawn Dog. Dennis is getting an error. I'll go back and read Lawn Dogs in a moment. Rand Israel, if I remember correctly, Remote Assistant is as difficult as RDP as far as over the internet goes. Well, now that's a good question because you send it by email. So I sent this by email within the same network. I'd be interested in trying sending an email to one of you and let you connect remotely because it's time limited. It only goes for a certain amount of time. So we could test it that way. The show that I'm redirecting to, Carrie Holzman's show, isn't going to start for a few hours. So for one of you who have already had email interactions with me, you can send me an email volunteering to test this, and I will send you an invitation by email, and we'll see how this goes over the internet. Alice, seems fairly simple process. Thank you. I don't think Ken has any shows this morning, right? I know he's out on the road traveling. I don't think he... No, I know he didn't do any shows. Do I really? I'm going to go look anyway, aren't I? Yes, I am. Because I want to be sure. My recollection, he said he's not going to have any shows. Right. Now, come back to chat. Dennis, ICYMI, Tony Bennett passed away. He was 96. Russ Des, V. Menorah recommends it. Okay, while I'm waiting for somebody to respond to an email invitation, then I'll go catch up with Lawn Dog's chat messages. Did anyone send me an email? Nope, nobody has sent me an email volunteering to test the remote connection. I can't send that same one. I'd have to do a new one. All right. And nobody has said in chat. So I'll go catch up with Lawn Dogs. Okay, what be happening with the comments? Curious what happened in my last 3 comments. I'm glad it's not just me. Something weird happened, but everything seems fine now. I write, thanks for sharing. All right, thanks for sharing. Boy, sometimes speech recognition, a little bit of grammar. Yep, to tinker with remote assistants. Sometimes I had to send myself an email with a link, and I did this for other products like TeamViewer and other products. If I remember correctly, remote assistants, I already read that one. From Rand Israel, yeah, I also think we're getting crossed up a lot of terminology. I struggle with Microsoft's remote desktop, which they have since XP days. Yeah, to be clear, Microsoft Windows has 3 different techniques, and each of those techniques has multiple different names associated with them. Yeah, there's that. Again, I moved on to other products like TeamViewer. Now they charge for it, so I had to dump that and found another product recommendation by Steve Gibbons. I suspect if you're doing remote assistance on any regular basis, you're probably better off with one of the third-party products. I can't really say why. It's just my sense of it. Yeah, but if you get into an environment where you just need something quick and easy, I'm suspecting that these techniques built in might be better than we would assume they are. I'll be interested to see if Alice experiments with it and we can get some real utilization reviews. Again, I moved on to other products and it worked for years, but all of a sudden this company did the same thing as TeamViewer. Now, it could be that using these Windows methods might be more stable, meaning companies, third-party companies, they change their rules from time to time. Yes, I heard about Tony Bennett. Sorry for the loss. The product Steve Gibson recommended was called Remote Utilities. I had one goofy thing. They switched the meaning of the terminology viewer and host. It was the only confusing about the product. Them switching what is traditionally viewed as host and what is viewer. But now it's no longer free. As far as I know, TeamViewer is not free anymore. It is for personal, free, infrequent use, helping somebody for non-commercial purposes. But if you're using it on any regular basis, on any 2 regular computers, they're going to identify that as commercial purposes. It's either work or you're just way too frequent with it. They intend the free version to be used infrequently for non-commercial purposes, not for your job, not for performing your work, not for performing your own personal uses to another computer, but providing free support to somebody who's not paying you, and they're not going to want to do that frequently. They'll call it commercial if you're doing it frequently, even if you're not charging for it. Rust SV recommends, Londog, I use TeamViewer on my own network to contact my own machines in my house and rarely ever went to another computer remotely. I knew they would monitor the stuff. But my daily contact with my machines in my own house, I started with all kinds of notifications about suspected commercial use. Inside your own house, they will call that commercial. I have read the fine print, and they get pretty specific about what they define as commercial, yet they allow themselves some ambiguity. And basically, look, they have, when you're using their product for free, frequently, that costs them money. So, yeah, you're connecting regularly to your own computers. That is it's not commercial in the sense that you're charging clients for it, but it is your regular routine activity is, in their minds, not their intended use for the free version of the product. It's their company. They are free to make their definitions. Many years ago, I'm going to write that down. Ken, from what I heard, isn't going to have anything available till he gets back. Yeah, it's going to be like possibly Monday night, more likely Tuesday. Dennis will help me test it. That's a good choice. Right now, Doug, I'm not available to interact in any way. I like the invitation. Right now, I'm not set up to do it. Alice will test it between her own computers and let me know. We're going to let it go with that. I think rather than doing with Dennis right now. By the way, my experience with Microsoft stuff for remote assistance was limited, but third-party companies offered much more flexibility of choices like rebooting the machine. John Williams sent an email. All right. You know what? Yeah, let's get this done. So John sent an email. Dennis, thank you for your offer, but I'm going to get somebody new into the mix. Well, John's not new around here, but he has not interacted with me before. So he says he sent the email. So I'm going to go back to Baby Beast and search remote invitations to be sent. Allow. Invite someone to connect to your PC. Invite someone you trust to help. Save this invitation. And then it's going to go into the SW setup. I'm going to call this invitation 2 and save that. Then here's the password. I'll double click on it and Control C. I'm going to take Baby Beast off screen while I go bring up John's email. Oh, Rand sent me an invitation, it looks like. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do this with John and replying to his email with the password, and then I'll do the attachment. And all we care about here is he able to connect through the internet? So we're just going to get the connection and then we'll be done with it. have him manipulate something on Baby Beast. And once we see that work, then we're good. So I have sent that invitation. And when I see an indication over here on Baby Beast that he's connected, then I'll switch over to that and we'll give him the boot. Back to chat. I was using TeamViewer with AI. We did that. Rand Israel sent the invitation. My main purpose for these products, my own computers, my house, and move files, my #1 nightly routine was contacting computer in my bedroom. You are not providing free support to somebody. That's what their fine print says their free product is intended for, not for you to communicate between your own computers. John sent an email. Wintermute. Remote utility still has a free license. Personal and commercial limits you to 10 different connections, but easy to work around as you can have multiple address books. And this is the remote utilities that Wintermute is talking about. Lots of different ways to go about doing this. Lawn Dog radio station, once that is running, it transmits to an FM stereo transmitter so I can listen to the radio in my bedroom. That was my main use, and somehow, as you're saying, it caused me problems with the services. So I'm going to look into what you can accomplish through what you taught us today. Thank you immensely for working on this issue. Dennis, I have to use a facility anyway, pausing stream. Yeah, man about a horse. I do think that's right. Okay, I have not seen John connect yet. I did get that. I'm going to go double check my sent items folder to be sure that has gone. Let's close that one down. Get back to my email. Oh, I'm expecting to see a message show up on my screen to allow him to see my screen. And I haven't seen that yet. There's an invitation from Ran. See, I guess I could go ahead and send the invitation to Ran as well. Let's get this here. Oh, but Rand sent me an invitation. Right? Let's figure out. Yeah, Rand sent me an invitation. I have not seen John show up yet. So I'm going to respond to, let's see. Code. The code is pasted in the email, John. It starts with an H, ends with 5. The email that I sent you has the code. Unless I pasted the wrong code. No, that's the right one. It's still showing on screen. That was an email that John sent back to me saying he need code. But the code was in the email that I sent to him. It's even in the reply, his reply to me. Now, I'm going to go try, Rand gave me a code for him. I'm going to run the attachment. I'm not showing you this because I don't want to expose Rand's email account. So here's Big Beast. I'm trying to connect remote to Rand's computer. I hope you have that screen, your screen safe right now, Rand, so that you're not displaying anything sensitive. And I'll click OK. I'm going to go ahead and take that off anyway until I see this. Now, Rand, you should have a prompt on your screen to click on to allow me to see your screen. You'll have to click on that. Can I pop up chat on top of that? Yeah. All right, remote assistance can't make the connection. I got a message here, remote assistance can't make the connection. So I was unable to connect to Rand's computer. And maybe John has the same thing going on. I'm checking to see if Rand has said something else. Not in chat. Remote utility shut me down. They did this 3 months ago. Dan is catching up. Been using it for years. How did they shut you down exactly for remote utilities? Doug, you can give me a try. I sent you an email. Let's see which direction I want to go for that. I sent that one. I have not sent another one to Ran. Ran Israel did not get a prompt. The prompt's supposed to happen on my side, Ran. So when you clicked on that attachment and then ran the attachment, it should ask you for a password. And then you put in the password. After that, there's supposed to be a prompt on my screen to allow you to see my screen. And here you're saying no prompt. Does that mean you no longer, maybe you rerun the attachment. If you relaunch the attachment, it should ask you for the password. On Dog to Wintermute, they won't allow me to go online through their system. I guess there was a message that pops up that says something about not for commercial use. So remote utilities is preventing the remote use. The invitation is for you to join me. Oh, from Ran. Oh yeah, Ran. I got a message on my side, unable to make the connection. I'm sorry, I got that confused between you and the other person. So it did not work. I displayed the message on my side that said, here, I'm putting it up here. A remote assistance connection has been established. The remote assistance connection has ended. I had a message that I displayed on stream a little bit ago that showed what happened. I'm trying to get that. I'm going back and replay to show that to you again. Yeah, there it is. About to come up. Here I'm displaying my replay on monitor number 3. And right here, here's what happened. This was with Ran Israel. When I put in the password, I got this message: remote assistance can't make the connection. The person you're trying to help might have closed remote assistance. Otherwise, there might be a problem with your network. So for that to have worked, Ran, you would have to keep this window open. This remote assistance window, is that window still open for you on your computer? If you close this window, then I won't be able to make the connection. Jumping around from screen to screen so much, this is driving me nuts. The link to Ran timed out. When you go into advanced settings, the default was like 6 hours. At least it was 6 hours for me. LonDog doesn't remember exactly, but I could no longer do what I normally do at night. Before I shut down my main computer, I contact the one in the bedroom to turn a particular radio station. Remote Utilities allows 10 free connections if you set up an account. Does that mean 10 free concurrent connections at the same time? Or 10 different computers that you have set up so you can connect to them? Best guess, Windows Firewall blocking you. Need to turn on port forwarding. It seems like this technique through Windows should automatically handle those issues, or the instructions should have identified that, and the whole thing was set up for the purpose of friends, relatives, neighbors being able to help each other, and they're not going to be in the same building. So I might test that stuff on my own over the internet. Greg M., I know all the rules. I was working on it for quite a while, like over 2 years. LonDog tried reinstalling, tinkered with it for a while. Just like TeamViewer, they changed the rules. I thought I was doing something sneaky. I don't think contacting my own computers is something sneaky. My own computers in my own house. Well, it depends upon their rules. They might. That might be something they don't allow. You got to read the fine print. All right. Ran Israel is 6 hours for the connection, so it didn't time out. What if I have a computer that belongs to my dad in Idaho? That computer actually belongs to me, but I wanted my dad to have a computer to get emails and other simple tasks. And there are occasions where I need to hook to that computer to help him, but it's pretty doggone rare. Now, when you say, what if I have a computer? Well, the rules of the providers are their rules. So I can't answer that. You have to look at the fine print and the way they detect whether you're violating their rules or not, or those methods are not perfect. Version 7, Wintermute's asking about Doug. It means 10 different computers because you have to install a viewer on one and host on. Okay, thank you. Selden, my impression is that MS Remote Assistant works by the two computers connecting by way of both computers initiating contact to an MS server, so no port forwarding. That's what I would expect, because all of the third-party programs, they don't need port forwarding. And I would think it would be through a Microsoft server. That's the way I would assume. So I would assume that you don't have to do port forwarding or any other extra steps. John says he made a connection. Oh, yes. John made a connection. All right. All right. I just clicked yes. I think you saw that. I clicked yes. So John should be connected now. So that is a work. Let me see if I can find that out. After I rebuilt my computer, a lot of software I used isn't on this new rebuild. That was a comment from LawnDog to Wintermute. John made the connection. Forget what I said. He has a connection. Have had more than one time up, not tried 10 at a time. What I'd like you to do, John's connected, is just drag a icon on the desktop. Just click on an icon on the desktop and drag it to a different location. That's all we need to do to show that you do have remote control. Oh, I see a message up here. Your helper can now see your desktop. So I don't think you have remote control. I think you're only seeing. Let's go to settings here, see if I can give you remote control. Use escape to stop sharing controls. Save a log of the section. Exchange contact information. Bandwidth usage. It looks like it's set for 16-bit color. Are you seeing really low resolution, low color? See, I have a black background. How about if I turn this up? Go to high, no bandwidth optimization. So John, when I click OK here, see if it improves the picture for you. Yeah, and that would slow down the connection as well. But he does not have remote control. I'd like to see John confirm that he doesn't have remote control. You can only watch me do things. I'm going to click this icon here and drag it over a little bit. You should see that drag happen. Back to chat room. Remote utility page says free license key will allow you to add up to 10 remote PCs in your viewer address book and use the program in both the business and personal setting. Let's see. LawnDog says he's version 7.1.7. Also have 7.0. Would assume I ran into problems. I got latest versions, and I did think about trying to revert back to the earliest version. Sometimes you just get tired of being your head against the wall, and as you're hearing from Doug, you are under their supervision and control, and they're ones who interpret usage. Yeah, and one of the fine prints that I read in TeamViewer specifically, they actually, in their licensing for the free version, you give them the rights to monitor your session, watch your session. Really? I had a client who's no longer a client who wanted to do that. They were using it for commercial purposes. I told them not allowed. Using the free version, they're allowed, and they had sensitive, personally identifiable information. And they're using a free version of a remote product. They are no longer a client. I want nothing to do with that. At some point, you have to shrug your shoulders. Okay, I'm going to end this now. Let's go show me dumping John. Being helped by John's. Oh, I didn't realize that. I thought I was sharing this with one John. And there's multiple Johns. Oh, no, it's an apostrophe S. So that's being helped by John's technician, John's computer. Just kidding. All right, so I'll click the X here, and that should have been enough to end it. It didn't give me a message that was going to end the connection. So John, give me a confirmation in chat. Did that end the connection for you? Last time when I closed that window before a connection was made, it gave me a warning message. It didn't give me a warning that time. I can only, yeah, here he says he can only watch. Ran, when you create the invitation under advanced settings, you can specify whether or not to allow remote control or just remote view. Oh, all right. I got to see that. Windows key, remote assistance, allow remote assistance invitations, go to advanced, allow this computer to be controlled remotely. Well, I had that check mark. I had that set allowed. Create invitations that can be used from computers running Windows. No, I had that checkbox selected. He still wasn't able to remotely control the computer. So, something else. Allow remote assistance connection. So if you do this check mark and don't do this set check mark, that should be viewing. But it didn't work that way. He says he can only watch. Did you contact remote control? Alice says goodbye. Maybe because I was trying to end the session. I felt there was a provision in the rules to monitor my usage, so that under that assumption, I labeled the machines like my dad's machine or some other machine name rather than customer's machine name. On Dr. Greg, well, no, that again gets into a tussle with a company who's just going to get into my shorts and drag out a bunch of who knows what kind of information from me, which I have nothing to hide. Everything that I'm reporting my usage is honest. John, no, it did not. And what he's replying to a question there, no, it did not. Oh, it did not. Oh, it did not end the remote session. So, John, you're still connected remote? Is that what you mean by no, it did not? It did not disconnect? John, give me the words. Use your words. I am still connected. Oh, session has ended. So here he says the session has ended. All right, thanks for that clarification. The only gray area was the machine I gave my dad many years ago and the few times I had to use remote utilities to repair something, solve a problem, but it was very rare. Almost on a daily basis to some degree. Again, at night, I shut down my main computer that I use all day, so I contact the machine in the bedroom, and that's just a few minutes, and then everything's turned off. Again, just interpretation of the company, my usage. Who am I to change the way they do things, carve out special allowance for little old me, then ran Israel. That's one of several reasons I dislike remote assistance. It's too unreliable. Yeah, because it didn't work the way expected. I said allow remote control, and remote control did not happen. All right, Doug, hit the end button. Shut it down. Shut this down. It's time to go away. Goodbye. Goodbye. Have a good weekend. Normal Saturday session tomorrow.